Hello everyone, welcome back to Crystal's Dreamlight Valley. When we left off, we were helping Tiana build her restaurant, and now we are back to helping Mushu. Today we are doing his level 10 quest, the Tiny Villagers Society. Hey, Crystal, we have got a serious problem, and its name is Scar. What did he do now? I see his reputation precedes him. Well, that big bully has been on some kind of power trip lately. He's walking around like he owns the place, strutting and snapping his teeth at villagers less than half his size. I'm telling you, I don't like it. Sounds like Scar. Yeah, I was afraid you'd say that. Come on, we're guardians here. We gotta investigate and put a stop to any nefarious goings on. I'm gonna go keep an eye on Scar, do a little recon. Can you talk to Woody, Buzz, Stitch, and Remy, see if he's been bothering them? I'm on the case. So first we talked to Stitch to get his perspective. Hey Stitch, has Scar given you any trouble recently? I'm helping Mushu with a project. No, Scar's scared of Stitch. Really? Yes, Stitch tells Scar his ship has lasers and tell him what lasers do. Now Scar leaves Stitch alone, but Stitch sees Scar bother other small friends. His badness level is very high. Huh, okay, thanks Stitch. Mushu and I are working on this. So, he is not bothering Stitch, but what does Remy have to say? Crystal, am I glad to see you? We need to talk about Scar. Oh no, what did he do? Nothing truly evil, but Scar has been a terrible customer in the restaurant lately. He keeps ordering a dish, eating most of it, and then sending the last bite back saying it was no good. Did you talk to him? No. The first couple of times I didn't do anything, but the fifth time it happened, I tried to talk to him. I told him I don't mind cooking food for him. Everyone needs to eat, but complaining just so you don't have to pay is pretty rude. His exact words were, "And what will a mere rodent like you do against a mighty king?" Then he knocked his plate onto the floor. It shattered and he left. I'll report this back to Mushu. He was worried Scar was picking on smaller villagers. Don't worry, Remy. We'll find a way to get Scar to stop this. Then I went to check in with Woody. Hey, Woody, has Scar been bothering you? Yeah, no, now that you ask, we did play a strange game the other day. What kind of game? Well, Scar said he had wanted to play hide and seek, which I thought was a little funny, but hey, I'm a toy. Helping people feel happy is my job. When Scar found me, I told him it was his turn to hide, and he said, "No, now it's time for you to run." And he chased me around the village for a whole afternoon. Boy, did I get a workout. He's got 4 legs, and I've only got 2. That's horrible. It wasn't fun. I can still feel those big teeth of his snapping behind me. Thanks for telling me, Woody. Mushu and I are figuring this situation out. I'll tell him your story. And then we checked in with Buzz. Hey Buzz, has Scar been bothering you lately? Although Scar and I settled things amicably in regards to our friendship, sometimes he pushes the boundaries of friendship too far. What does that even mean? It means, and this is tough for me to say, lately Scar seems to enjoy knocking me into mud puddles. One bat of his paw and I go flying. Takes me hours to get the mud out of the buttons on my uniform. Time is money. Sometimes days. Does he at least apologize? Yep. Negative. He laughs and saunters away. I'm sorry this happened to Buzz. Mushu and I are going to work on a solution. So, having gathered all of our intel, I went and reported back to Mushu. Mushu, you were totally right. Scar is bullying the other small villagers. Well, everyone except Stitch, but only because Stitch explained he's got lasers. I knew it! What did the rest of them say? Buzz said that Scar keeps accidentally knocking him into mud puddles and laughing. Oh, you're gonna have to hold me back. My blood's starting to boil. Woody said Scar wanted to play hide and seek, but when he found Woody, he chased him around for a whole afternoon and snapped his teeth whenever he got close. Egregious use of teeth, not on my watch. Remy said Scar's been sending back his last bite of food so he doesn't have to pay in the restaurant. When Remy asked Scar about it, he called Remy a mere rodent and knocked his plate onto the ground, breaking it. Come on, I don't even go to restaurants, and I know that's rude. He's just causing tiny terror in general. We are putting an end to this. I'm gonna form a tiny villager society. I want to get everyone together and let them know I've got this under control. Your motto can be small but mighty. Hey, that's pretty good. Now, for a proper meeting, we're gonna need tiny chairs. Everything around here is huge, not exactly built for us small folks. Ooh, and some pint-sized snacks, too. A professional meeting's gotta have spread, even if just a few partake. Alright, Mushu, I'll build some tiny chairs. You go invite the other villagers to the meeting. We'll worry about the snacks after. So I crafted up some tiny chairs for all of our tiny villagers. Handed them over to Mushu. Ooh, these are perfect for our meeting. I'll set them up once we're ready. You can't use big chairs? We can, but it's a lot nicer to have something built with you in mind. Now, we need some pint-sized refreshments. For that, we should call in an expert. Could you talk to our favorite tiny chef? So I asked Remy what he thought would be best for the meeting. Oh, sure. Crystal, Mushu told me about the meeting, and he said you'd be by. I have a great idea for something to serve. A miniature leek soup. Nourishing, delicious, and of course, a nice small portion size. First, we'll need to grow some miniature leeks. Because they're so small, these special leeks are bursting with flavor. We'll also need other ingredients, but I know you've got that handled. So I got some tiny miniature leek seeds and planted them and then waited for them to grow up. About 20 minutes later, they were ready to make into a delicious leek soup. And so, with our chairs and soup made, we delivered everything to Mushu. Oh, these look so nice. Stitch and Remy are really gonna like them. Crystal, I know you're not small like us, but you've helped us so much, so I want to invite you to the first meeting of the Tiny Villagers Society as an honorary member. I even made this little patch for you to put on your clothes if you want. Now, come on, follow me. Let's get this meeting convened. So, with our new motif in hand, we headed over to Mushu and Mulan's house for the first meeting of the Tiny Villager Society. Attention, everyone! Thanks for joining us on such a short notice. Okay, I know. This is serious business. I've heard what Scar's been doing, and I'm here to help. He can't push us around just because we're small. Forming this society is the first step in getting him to back off, and I'm gonna tell him that. You're here. Also, nice job with the soup, Crystal. So we asked Mushu what would be the next step. Okay, I'm gonna go give Scar a good talking to, a piece of my mind, explain the sitch. That'll make him back off. Skeptical, but I love the confidence. Listen, one lecture from me and he'll be set right. Scar barely takes me seriously, Mushu. He needs something big, a show of power. Mulan told me when you first met her that you put on a big show with fire and shadows. No, wait. I wasn't a guardian then. I don't want to use tricks anymore. We can do it together. Well, we are a team. Okay, we can do it as long as you know that I don't need tricks to be convincing. It's only because you want a show. Of course, Mushu. What do we need? Let me think. Oh, right. We need a nice, strong hand fan. I thought I saw one lying around the training camp back where we met. Go get it for me, and then we can get started. So I went back to the Mulan realm and looked all around the training camp and found the hand fan, brought it on back. And Mushu said, "You found the fan. Nicely done. Just hold on to it for now. Phase 2, follow me to Scar's hideout. We've got to set a few things up." So we headed to Scar's house. I handed over the fan and waited for the show to begin. All right, Crystal, we have the hand fan. We have the location. Now you get Scar and tell him we want to talk to him. While you do that, I'm going to set everything up. So I headed outside and said, "Hey, Scar, can we go to your house? Someone wants to talk to you." "Someone whose name you can't tell me, and you're serving as their messenger. How sad. Regardless, this could be mildly amusing." So we went inside and saw a giant Mushu. "Scar, tormentor of the small, you are in the presence of the mighty Mushu." "What is this? How can this be?" "I have a message. I can't do this. Listen, this whole thing is just a big show to get you to pay attention. Now that you are, I'm telling you to lay off the smaller villages. We formed a society, including Crystal, and we'll stand against you together if you don't stop pushing us around." Where I come from, those who travel in packs are often the fiercest hunters. Very well. I'll leave you and your little friends be. For now. And so we have convinced Scar to leave the small villagers alone. It worked! I think he's gonna leave the tiny villagers alone now. Sorry, I couldn't keep up the show for you, Crystal. I just had to do things my way. Talk to Scar. Dragon to Lion. You did what your heart told you to. That's what's really important here. You are so right. Let's go tell the Tiny Villager Society the great news. Have I got good news for you? When I told Scar we formed our society, he agreed not to mess with us anymore. This is a monumental victory for tiny villagers everywhere. The big question is, what challenge do we take on next? Well, Buzz and I were talking. We like these tiny chairs so much, we thought it would be great to get more tiny things in the village. Plus, maybe some ramps, small doors, that sort of thing. I like the way you think, Sheriff. As do I, and so we asked Mushu if our task was done. That was one great meeting, Crystal. I am a very lucky dragon to have a friend like you. Here, I had this made to celebrate our victory against Scar. Come on, let's head outside and celebrate. So we set up our tiny little tea set, and everybody came outside to celebrate the victory against the mighty Scar, who turns out may not be oh so mighty. I'm feeling real good about the future of the Tiny Villagers Society. We'll make sure to invite any future small villages into the group. And like Woody said, we've got some improvement plans in the works too. Thanks for helping us out, Crystal. You'll always be welcome as an honorary member. Here, I want you to have this. It means a lot to me, and so do you. Our biggest member with the biggest heart. And we got a beautiful Guardian track jacket in red and gold, just like our good friend Mushu, and it is quite snazzy. I will definitely be rocking that soon enough. And with that, that is all that we have today. Come on back next time where we will be befriending, possibly, or perhaps being tricked by Jafar as we finish up Eternity Isle. Alright, and if you would like to join in the hobby ever after, be sure to subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye!